Just Vox.
So hey there guys, in this video we're going to be talking about 2 Beats, Tommy Egan, and the possible return of Ghost, Mr. St. Patrick. Just in case you're joining us for the first time, please kindly hit that subscribe button. You turn on that bell notification icon so that anytime I upload a brand new video, you will be the first to see it. In this video review, I'm going to be showing you guys clips from a popular YouTuber that I love so much. I love how the guy makes his reviews. Just let me know what you think in the comment section below.
But today in this video, we saw how the season ended, how they left off, the cliffhanger. It's everybody against Braden and Tariq. A war is about to be started. They need some fucking help. So in this video, we're going to dive into all the people I believe will come back and return in season 4 of Power Book 2 Ghost. And all these names are based off clues, evidence, and everything hinted at in these last few episodes, and also interviews circulating around the internet. You guys know what I'm talking about. So I'm going to give viable setup for each and every one of these characters I mentioned in this video based off what we've seen and the cliffhanger we got with everyone against Tariq and Braden at the end of episode 10. But if you're new to the channel, make sure you guys hit that like button, subscribe, and put down in the comments any other shows, movies you want to see me review. Power is coming to an end. I want to jump into some new shows and movies, but let's get into it. My dog 2-Bit. Nah, we don't even got a cap. We know 2-Bit is gonna be in season 4. He already had a mini return in this episode 9, getting Tariq, extorting him for his Porsche, and this is already perfect setup for him to return in season 4. But yeah, in episode 9, of course, 2-Bit was one of the people Sax sent a letter to about where Tasha was. He exchanged it with Tariq for his Porsche, and like I said, that is just pretty good setup already. Because if you think about it, everyone is after Tariq. Kane, Noma, Effie, everyone. And now he has Tariq's Porsche. So what if they see him driving the car and they decide to shoot him up and he wants revenge? Because he doesn't know that people are after Tariq now, and the people after Tariq doesn't know that Tariq traded his car with someone else. So this already puts him in a dangerous spot. The setup and plot is already there, and I'm pretty sure this is what they planned and intended when he took the car, because his return in that episode was only about 30 seconds to a minute. So this had to be set up for the future. And also we got to remember 2-Bit was already a part of Tommy's crew when Tommy was on the regular Power. So if the Tommy comes back, we're gonna talk about next, didn't want to spoil it, but if he comes back, then they already got trust and loyalty with one another. They could build the chemistry, plus Tommy, Tariq, all of them, their family. So he's just overall a good addition. Plus, people's been asking for him to be moved to Force. This could be a way for his send-off into that series. This works out. They help Tariq win the war, and then he leaves and goes to Chicago with Tommy. Because Lord knows Tommy needs the fucking help as well. And for those of you who think, oh, he wouldn't help Tariq, that's not his plan, he doesn't want revenge, remember, he helped Tariq once before. Remember in season 1 of Book Ghost when Tariq got attacked at Stansfield by the GTG member Kingston after him, and he saved Tariq, drowned the dude in the pool. And also, we also got to remember Tariq owes him money. A dead man can't pay you no money. 2-Bit is about his money. He's always extorting and fucking over Tariq. So the plot and setup is already there for 2-Bit. And now I know the writers do a lot of fuckery, but I will refuse to believe they only put 2-Bit in that scene to get Tariq to Tasha. If they do that, that's just bad writing, because that setup of him taking a Porsche, that has to be for a reason. I'm hoping they utilize that in some way, because like I said, it's already the perfect setup. They shoot up the car, he escapes, survives, he goes back mad at Tariq to find out what happened, and he wants to enact revenge. Plus, like I said, you got to keep Tariq alive because Tariq owes him money. It's just easy setup, and if they don't do this, then I don't know what the writers are doing at this point. But I'll choose to believe the writers know what they're doing. They had this plan for his epic return. It wasn't just a one-off thing, and that he'll return. We'll get to see him and Tommy meet up, and it also just be cool to see him interact with other characters, because since coming into Book Ghost, he only interacted with Tariq and Sax when he was getting prosecuted, I believe. So seeing him interact with other characters will be cool as well, but I think 2-Bit is pretty much a lock. Next up, we have Tommy fucking Egan and Tasha motherfucking St. Patrick. Now, we seen them have many returns, both in episodes 9 and 10, unlike 2-Bit, who was only in one episode. So we seen both of them return to help out Tariq in some way. Well, initially, Tommy, of course, came back to kill Tasha, but they have both now squashed their beef. There really isn't need for Tasha to be in witness protection, and I just think they could take her out of that and she could become a mainstay character in the show again. Now, I don't know if they'll do that exactly, but I do think she will make an appearance at least in season 4. As for my nigga Tommy, a lot of people are saying they think Braden and Tariq will leave following what happened at the end of episode 10 and go to Chicago with Tommy for the time being. Now, I do think they will do one crossover episode where they might pop up over there, but I don't think they'll do it the whole season, because that like defeats the purpose of having 2 shows going on. But I do think they will make an appearance, and I do think Tommy will come back to help Tariq, because once again, they are family. Plus, I'm pretty sure Tommy and Tasha are now the only 2 characters left standing, besides the next character we're gonna get into from the very first episode of Power. They're the last ones left standing. It was Sax, because he was a reoccurring character in the show, but now I think that they'll utilize them 2 more. It's always hype and fun when Tommy arrives in his Mustang. We all get lit with every time that happens, so I just think it's a must that they return. And we also seen, like I said, they played parts in episodes 9 and 10. While initially Tommy came back to kill Tasha, somehow they came up with a plan for Tasha to take out Monet, and that's because it was revealed to them that Monet was the one who sent Tommy where Tasha was. Now, we don't really know how they came up with this plan, decided Monet was a target to take her out, other than that they thought she was the one who told Tommy where Tasha was. But if it was their plan to do this, then they have some type of beef or problems with her. Then I think they will side with Tariq if the whole Tejada family is against them, because also Monet is in critical condition from when Tasha shot up the car. So we don't know how that will play out, if they'll come back to try to finish her. Once again, Tariq, his back is against the wall. He needs the help, and it makes the most sense to utilize these characters who are already his family and have been around for the longest. And once again, if 2-Bit is returning, it would be cool to see him and Tommy have an interaction once again, and I think this could also help lead 2-Bit to joining Tommy on Book Force, hopefully for a season 3, so on and so forth. Give him something to do, because we love 2-Bit's character. We've been asking for him to get reutilized, and this could help push it in that direction. Now, obviously, the one we've all been waiting for, the motherfucking GOAT, James St. Patrick. And now, I'm pretty sure we all pretty much seen the interview by now. I'll play the clip for those who haven't seen it.
It would have to just be the perfect thing. They asked me before to come back. They asked me in the last year and a half to come back. I was in Boston saying, okay, then this. So if they gave me the then this, if they give me the, you know what I mean?
But in the clip, he just basically says he was offered to come back and return as the role of Ghost already. And this lets me know already that they basically just, him doing that alone basically admitted his character is alive if they're willing to bring him back in any way, shape, or form. Now, I know people say it could be hallucinations or dreams or this or that, but no, stop it. It makes the most sense to bring him back, like fully as a character alive. Now, first thing first, we know a return of James St. Patrick would break the fucking internet. But now I'm just imagining all the scenarios his character could work in. Even the small moments will seem iconic. First of all, I want to see him and Tommy reunite. Of course, we all want to see that. But then I want to see him and Tariq. You remember, Tariq in the last few episodes lost his trust fund. So he lost all the money his dad left him after he died, or fake his debt, which we are assuming if he was to return. You guys know how hilarious that scene is in my head of him confronting him, not even about shooting him, about losing his trust fund. That scene would just be so funny to me. But I think overall, Ghost returning to save Tariq would change Tariq's whole outlook on his father. Because no cap, Tariq has been saying some wild things in these last 3 seasons of Book Ghost. I remember him telling Effie Ghost wasn't smart, Tasha was the mastermind, Ghost fucked it all up. I'm like, nah, I can't respect it. So I'm hoping if he was to return and help save Tariq's life, even after Tariq tried to take him out, he never enacted revenge. He let him go with his own move, live out his own life, and only came back when he absolutely needed it. I think that could change Tariq's whole perspective of how he looks at his father. And then a scene, like I said, the scene with Tommy and Ghost reunited, a scene with Tommy, Ghost, Braden, and Tariq will be lit and iconic as well. Like, that shit would break the internet. We also have to remember that in another interview, Omari Hardwick said that's not how he's seen Ghost's story ending. And I'll play that interview as well if I can find it. But he was basically saying the shows could still do their spin-offs, they could do all that, but he didn't see James's character ending like that.
I envisioned, and I shared it with Courtney as well as with Joseph, seeing all of the options to be bigger and to be everything he wanted to be. What makes him so addictive is that we all can relate to someone so grounded, they never get too big for their britches. Tommy is that. You started with Tommy. So he gets caught up in some shit. What I envisioned was me having to go give a life for a life.
So he says what he envisioned is him giving up his life. He can't burn all his bridges. Him eventually going back to save Tommy. That's what he always does. But now in this circumstance, that could still happen because he could do this. But instead for Tommy, he could do it in place for Tariq because Tariq needs it now more than ever. And once again, I think this helps with the perspective of making Tariq look at and see his father differently. Even after his father left his trust fund for him, did all that for him. After Tariq shot him, he didn't enact revenge once again, came back and saved him. Not only saved him, gave his life up actually for him. So I think this makes perfect sense, and the setup and follow-up is already there for his character to return at a time like this. And in the interview I did play earlier, he was talking about the then this, which some people interpret to be money. I interpret it to be maybe an outcome that he would like to see the story actually end as, but maybe the writers want to continue beyond a certain point that if they feed into his demands, they wouldn't be able to do. So I think it's more of that because he always said James's story never ended how he wanted it to end. So once again, I just think all the circumstances are there to bring James back, to have him have a reunion with not only Tommy, but Tasha, but Tariq, to actually give up his life again for Tariq in the way that Omari Hardwick wanted to do in the first place. And I don't think Power continues, or at least Book Ghost. I don't think it goes past 6 seasons. I know Michael Rainey Jr. says he doesn't want to keep doing the show forever. He wants to do other roles, films, etc. So I think they take their shot right now and let it rip. Go with their move right now. Like I said, maybe they want to save it for the last possible moment to have him return, been alive the whole time. Maybe a season finale for Book Ghost, but don't wait. Just let it rip right now. Now's a better time than any. The circumstances and everything adds up. Let's do it.